Hi there, welcome to a new episode of an Ordinary Review with PJ. In today's episode, I have a political drama. It's not so much about the politics, but it's about this famous scandal that shook US presidency in the 1970s. I'm talking about the Watergate scandal that led Richard Nixon to resign his presidency in 1974. Now, we've seen this scandal from the eyes of the investigative reporters who investigated it, exposed it, leading to the president to resign. We saw the movie All the President's Men starring Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman. It was an Oscar winner. And it was a fabulous movie about how these two Washington Post reporters investigate and expose a scandal. Well, this series that I'm going to talk about is not about the investigation of the scandal. It's about the plan of the scandal. How did it go about? Who were the people involved? And when the scandal breaks out, how does it affect them, personally and in their relationships? The series is called Gaslit. It's available on Lionsgate Play. You can access it either through the app or also through Apple TV Plus or Amazon Prime. The series stars Julia Roberts, Sean Penn, Shea Whigham, Dan Stevens, amongst a host of other characters. Sean Penn plays the character of John Mitchell, who was an attorney general in the Richard Nixon presidency. He basically was in charge of the committee to re-elect the president. The committee was called CREEP, C-R-E-E-P. So he was in charge of all these funds to re-elect the president. Julia Roberts plays his wife, Martha Mitchell. She's a socialite. She loves to talk. She does TV shows. She has an author hired to write her biography. She's basically shown this person who wants to speak her mind, and that obviously leads to tension with Sean Penn because of the statements she makes, which affects the campaign plans for Richard Nixon's presidency. Dan Stevens plays the lawyer who basically wants to rise. He wants to get himself into the White House. He eventually becomes a White House counsel. He's an ambitious guy. He has a dream to fly Air Force One with the president. So he basically forms part of the team, the CREEP team, to re-elect the president, and he basically supports John Mitchell on this plan that they come out with to bug the Democratic National Committee office in the Watergate building in Washington DC, and that's why the scandal is called the Watergate scandal. Dan Stevens is given the task to hire a person who can do this, and he goes and hires Shea Whigham, who plays this character called Gordon Liddy. He's an ex-war veteran, a conservative zealot who basically believes in the very strong belief in the conservative thinking, and he agrees to carry out this plan, and for which he hires Cubans to get inside the Watergate building and bug the office. Now we know what happened thereafter. The plan fails, people get arrested, and the scandal is exposed, leading to investigation thereafter and all kind of political mess. Now what the series tries to explore is when the scandal breaks out, how it affects the people. In particular, there are 3 or 4 characters who become the central piece of this series. First is John Mitchell and his wife Martha Mitchell, played by Sean Penn and Julia Roberts. Their relationship is explored in detail. Julia Roberts, who is a socialite, speaks her mind, feels betrayed when she goes on a campaign trip with John Mitchell, and there she goes through an experience that kind of affects her deeply. She gets into a drinking problem and she feels distant from her husband. And later, when she comes to know that there's a possibility that the president may try to pin the entire scandal on John Mitchell's head, she goes out and makes a bold statement that it is the president who's trying to cover it up. Now, this obviously does not go well with John Mitchell, and it leads to a huge problem in their marriage, and this affects Martha Mitchell in a deep way, and her mental unraveling, which happens thereafter, is absolutely gripping to see. The other character who gets affected in this is the character of John Dean, played by Dan Stevens. He is a person who is ambitious, who becomes a White House counsel, who wants to rise and be close to the president. So when he joins in the CREEP committee, he's being asked to go and get this plan done. So when he does his bidding, and later when he realizes that the scandal is going to affect him, may get him exposed, and he may actually get pinned down for this, and how he tries to find his way out of it. How does it affect him, his relationship with his wife and with everybody else. It forms another interesting track. And of course, Shea Whigham. He is a very powerful actor, and he's shown as this far right thinking conservative guy who is a zealot, who has very strong thinking about conservative ideology, and he leads the team. When it fails, he goes to prison, and his entire upbringing of the conservative upbringing, how it affects him, his relationship with his family and the other inmates, forms a very, very interesting track. And Shea Whigham does a fabulous job. There is one particular episode which I think is the last but one episode of the series, where the mental unraveling of both Shea Whigham and Julia Roberts is shown. It's a difficult episode. Julia Roberts goes through a huge drinking issue, and Shea Whigham is going through his mental challenges around his conservative thinking. Is absolutely fabulous in this series. So I would say, if you like this kind of political dramas, this is a great one to catch. Top-notch performances from Sean Penn, Julia Roberts, Shea Whigham, Dan Stevens, and other characters. So overall, a great series to catch. I'm sure you will love it if you love this kind of series. Do go check it out on Lionsgate Play. Thank you for watching my reviews. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you like them, please do share it with your friends and family. If you're not able to see my reviews on YouTube, you can always listen in on Apple Podcast or Spotify. And if you do like them, please give a 5-star rating so others can find them. I am thankful for your feedback. I look forward to bring more interesting reviews for all of you. Till next time, bye-bye.